what's up, gang? Welcome to Two Guys Garage. Today, it's all about Mopar madness. Wake up, bro. Come on.
Oh, man, I wish I could take a nap, but we got way too much work going on today. We got wiring.
We got suspension work.
We got transmission.
We got cooling.
So we got a heck of a lot going down. It's going to be fast-paced. We got one of Willie's special sweet machines in here.
All right, stick around. We're going to get dirty.
You know, dude, one of the coolest things about this car is the Big Daddy Don Garlit's signature right on the scoop, man.
Yeah, man, not only did I do it there, I did it inside the car because the guy has been such a huge inspiration in my life, man.
Well, speaking of inspiration, I'm pretty inspired because Willie brought his personal ride all the way from Colorado so that I could play with it with him.
It's pretty cool, man. It's a Mopar, it's a 70 Roadrunner, okay? So it's a kind of a limited number in the sense that it's a bench seat, column shift, power window car. So I kind of wanted to keep it like that. You know me, man. I like big blocks. I like raw horsepower in 8 cars. I like that rumble. And I build my cars to drive. So let me show you, right?
All right. Come on, check it out.
500 cubic inch big block. But
and how much you making?
Right around 570.
Yeah, 570, naturally aspirated. Yeah, big block power. You got the big meats in the back.
Yeah, I got some drag radios in the back because up until today, I usually only go straight. But today, we're going to do some suspension upgrades, and hopefully, I can turn left and right after we're done. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
We'll teach you a little bit about that steering wheel. You know, it goes a lot further than this.
Yeah, whatever. So I got a custom ground cam in it, really good rotating assembly, some metal block heads. So it's nice, man. It's one of those cars where you get in, you love the rumble. I don't have a radio. I don't have a radio on any of my cars because to me, the volume control is right here.
This is coming from a DJ.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I can't wait to hear this thing rumble.
Oh, yeah,
but before we get to that point, right, we got to finish the wiring. We got a good head start on it. I'm going to lead you over there and show you kind of where we're at.
All right.
And we got a lot of other projects to do on this thing.
Right, you hit that. I'm going to start on the cooling part, and we'll get after it. Hopefully, you'll see some burnouts.
Come on over here. Now, step into my office. Come on down. Now, as Willie likes to joke around, this could be my sleeper sofa when I'm kind of tired. When I started here with the wiring, it's an American Auto Wire. It's a Highway 22 kit. Now, this is a universal kit. You can get their classic updates that fit a specific model. But what's nice about the universal is it gives us a lot of options. It's sort of a modular building system. Now, we're going to start with the fuse box here. And what's cool about it is, you know, it's got everything you need for a lot of sort of modern functionality. You've got fan relays already built in. You don't have to wire that. You've got horn relays, turn signals. You got your flashers. You got everything you need, and it's all labeled real nice. So all you do is you take your connector, you connect it on your component, and you run your wire over, and it's real simple. You can look right on here, it says gas gauge. Well, you can read down a little bit further, it'll say gas gauge, and further on, or maybe it's 12-volt ignition. So once you've connected to your component, all you got to do is string it along, and then find where on here it's got to go, drop it in, and connect it. Now, what's also cool about this system, it's got built-in circuitry for a fuel pump, you know, modern ignition with EFI. So it's got a lot of modern functionality built right in it. So it's a piece of cake for just about any application. And here's one I've got left. All you do is you cut it, strip it, you drop it right into the slot. And once you grab your screwdriver, you come over here and you lock it down, and it's done. So it's that simple. You start at your component, you run it down, lock it in, now everything's wired. Now what's cool about a kit like this, comes with all your connectors, comes with new switches, you know, whether it's your key cylinder. So it's a pretty simple system. Just take your time. Everything's labeled, right? You got all kinds of diagrams to help you out. And the next thing you know, you got a very fresh, clean, robust system to go out there and have a good time.
All right, how do you keep 500 cubic inches cool in the Rocky Mountains? Be cool. Here's one of their direct fit radiators. They have them for all kinds of applications, whether it's 400 horsepower, 700 horsepower, up to 1,000 horsepower. It's made in the USA, and they're proud of that, believe me. They have a buyback guarantee, so if you're not happy, they'll just buy it back. Let me show you some of the great things they do. Everybody knows if you get rid of those engine-driven fans, put in some high-torque electric fans, you're gonna free up some horsepower. making some gains there. Then you get to the radiator itself. Be Cool has an epoxy-free design. An epoxy acts as like a heat sink, like lead in the old brass and copper radiators. They absorb that heat and hold on to it. Whereas epoxy-free design, you don't have that issue of that heat sink. It won't hold on the heat, dissipates faster. Let me show you the actual cores. A lot of people think that the old school 4-core radiator is the way to go. But when you take a good look at it, you'll see the cores are only 3/8 of an inch, okay? Add that up, that's only 1.5 inches of flow. Whereas you get this Be Cool radiator that has 2 full cores of 1 inch in diameter. That's more surface area, more cooling, more heat rejection, heat dissipation. So you're definitely going to keep that 500 cubic inch motor happier with this Be Cool radiator. Let me show you something else they have as well. They have a 7-plate transmission cooler located right down here on the bottom. So the 7-plate transmission cooler helps keep that training fluid cool, especially out in the mountains, okay? So we're going to get this pup and this ride and get us back on the road as soon as possible. I love the custom fit because you just basically drop in, throw in a couple bolts, and you're good to go.
This segment of Two Guys Garage is brought to you by Condon Skelly Collector Vehicle Insurance. Condon Skelly, we insure your fun.
Hey, welcome back. Now we've got our fans, we've got our radiator installed on our Roadrunner project. Now all we got to do now is finish wiring them up. Now here's the 2 connectors for the fans. You got a positive and a negative. It's pretty simple. Well, what's even easier is our Highway 22 kit from American Auto Wire already has a fan relay built right into the fuse block. So that wire that comes out of there, it's labeled right here, electric fans. I've spliced it so I can get 2 power leads off of it. So I can plug one into here, and I can plug one right into here. Now all I've got to do from there is run 2 ground wires to the frame. So I've got my circuit. Now there's 2 ways to kick off that relay to drive the fans. I can take the ground wire on that relay on the fuse block, and I can ground it to the frame. So when I turn the key on, fans come on. When I turn the key off, fans go off. Or if I want to control them with temperature, I can run a temperature switch in the radiator, and I can run that ground to the ground on that relay. So I can control everything, through the relay, but with temperature, which is cool.
Yeah, man, good job.
Almost there, dude.
Yeah, all right, I've been back at the Tracker Pro table, making my bracket. Now, it was like 1:30 in the morning when I was hustling to get this car ready to ship it for a car show. So, I had this laying around my shop.
It's quick and easy, man.
Yeah,
No worries.
exactly. We want something that looks, a little better. So, got back on the Tracker Pro table, CNC Plasma Cutting system.
What's nice is you can cut up to 1 inch thick with that, dude.
Yeah. Luckily, this bracket wasn't as thick. It's just some flimsy, nice steel. It makes a sweet little bracket. You enter a couple measurements, anything from a CAD drawing. It literally cut anything, any radius, any shape, anything.
I like the way that thing follows the profile of the material. So if the material gets a little bit hot and bows up, it's keeping that same distance. Or if you got a little bit of shaping, a 3D shape of the material, it's cool.
I like the fact you get some tech support, unlimited training, and a 3-year warranty.
Yeah. Well, that's that Tracker Pro CNC Plasma Cutter. Dude, I love playing around with that thing.
Everybody needs one in their shop.
Cool. Well, that'll be a lot cleaner than that little kind of quickie deal you got on there now.
It used to have a vacuum air grabber system, and what happened is the big vacuum pump sit here. It had a rod, and it would come up over a certain amount of vacuum when the engine had a certain amount of vacuum. Well, I took that off because the clearance here, the clearance with the new radiator and stuff wouldn't allow the hood to shut. So this way, I could have that cool, old school air grabber hood up, and it always stays up. You get that cool hot rod effect, of a hood scoop.
Well, let's get our imprint on it. Let's drill the holes.
Yep.
Let's get that sucker on. This is about done. We're ready to go upstairs with this thing and work under the bottom. Get some of that cool suspension on it. All right, now we've moved down to the basement level of this project car. And I tell you what, Willie, this is one of the most uncomplicated rear suspensions out there.
Yep.
You got 2 springs and 2 shocks.
Oh, no. You forgot the all-important Chrysler pinion snubber, my man.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
For when you're really hammer on it.
That would lift the car up and forward.
All right, well, this car was pretty simple.
Yeah.
And it goes straight, pretty good.
Nice.
But we're going to get Willie getting in those turns a lot harder now.
Exactly.
We're about ready to change your world.
I can't wait. We called our friends at Andy's Auto Sports. Now, we couldn't find a kit for this car. They just don't make them. So we called them up, and they actually helped us piece by piece put together what they call a Hotchkiss TVS, a total vehicle system. And as you could tell, it literally is.
It's a total vehicle.
Yeah, from subframe connectors. We got new leaf springs, sway bars, control arms, everything you could want to upgrade that antique suspension. suspension on the old Chrysler B bodies.
Yeah, what's nice is it's got all the bushings, all the mounts, all the hardware, all the instructions. But you know what? None of this is putting itself on.
Amen, bro.
We better get on it.
Yeah.
That's starting to wrap up the back half.
Yeah, really cool, man. And all this is available at Andy's Auto Sports. The cool thing about what they're doing there is not only product, but they give you tips, little videos to help you work out stuff like this and figure it out.
Yeah, now the sad thing is it's not us in the videos, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get on the front.
Okay, welcome back. Now we're at the 70 Plymouth Roadrunner trying to do some major upgrades in the steering and suspension. We teamed up with Andy's Auto Sport, got a TVS kit. So here's what we've done. Geometry corrected leaf springs and a sway bar in the back. That's going to help with a lot of that body roll. Now we get to the good stuff in the front. We have strut arms, tie rod ends, control arms, another sway bar. Car's going to handle awesome.
Yeah, and what's nice is not just getting rid of the old and putting on new. Yeah, it's pretty and shiny, but what Hotchkiss done is redesign most of the geometry in the front end to change a lot of the sort of negative characteristics that those early cars had. Relocating the control arm upper mount, that's going to change that drastic change in caster curve, improve the camber curve, and in conjunction with our tie rod ends, improve that bump steer as well.
And those cars were notorious for it, man.
Yeah, so you know what? I think we better get on it.
Yeah, let's get to it. So we have the auto control arm out, and you can see right away significant difference in the two.
Yeah, an old stamped steel, sort of half a shell, tubular arm, nice bracing, everything's new and fresh. We got Heim joints on here that are going to be nice and stiff. Yeah. And as we mentioned before, we're going to relocate this forward mount. As this guy slides right up in here like this. Now we may have to do a little bit of clearancing in here, just get rid of some extra sheet metal hanging on in the way. But other than that, it's a piece of cake.
And one thing to note when you're taking these things off, you want to support this lower arm right here because that torsion spring is wanting to clamp it to the ground, wanting to throw it to the ground, and that would make for a serious knuckle buster.
Yeah, so you want to take that load off before you disconnect that upper arm.
All right. Man, it looks 100 times better on there. Those tubular control arms, they look great. Love the bracing.
Yeah, and we got our cam bolts in there so we can do our fine-tuning adjustments. We also put our new droop stops on there, which are great. Bump stops as well. We got our sway bar mounted. We got our end links connected to our lower control arms.
And when you talk adjustability, we have adjustable tie rod ends as well. That's going to help maintain a lot of control, stability, and bump steer.
Yeah, she's buttoned up and ready to carve up some corners. Today's tip is all about fast and easy brake jobs. I used to buy my hardware separately, pads, the hardware that goes inside, maybe a caliper if I needed it, but I've turned to getting everything in one box, a one-stop shop. Now what's nice about these UCX calipers, they're already loaded with the federated SSD brake pads. On top of that, it's already got new hardware, it's a rebuilt caliper, it's all new seals, and if you flip it over, the details are incredible. They've already hand threaded in like the banjo bolt for your high pressure brake line. You've got new copper washers, you've got new bleeders, you've got everything there without having to go chase some things that might be bad on a lot of this old hardware. What's also cool when you open up the box, everything's already pre-assembled, ready to go, and it's shrink wrapped. None of the hardware can float around and get smashed by a big heavy caliper. Now these federated SST loaded calipers are a great way to get the job done quick and done right. You can pick them up at Federated Auto Parts.
This segment of Two Guys Garage is brought to you by CheapCycleParts.com, your online source for motorcycle and ATV parts and gear. Easy to use, easy to save.
Okay, welcome back. Now here you go. I love this, man. How many times we've been up there trying to get a header bolt, a starter bolt, something like that. You're doing one click at a time.
One click, if you're lucky, you know, just click. So it takes you an hour to get that bolt on or off.
From TR Tools is the Tight Reach Extension Wrench. This thing is pretty cool.
What's nice is you got your ratchet down here, so you can feed this up into a tight area and spin it all day long. You can actually stack them, so you can put another one on. You can get around corners.
Yeah, it's a time saver, and you know it's a knuckle saver too.
Yeah, especially in like hot spots. You know, you got hot exhaust or whatever, you don't want to reach your hand up there, fry off a knuckle. And if you really want to move stuff fast, it's rated to 150 Newton meters for the 3/8 version. You can hit an impact on it, and you can really zip stuff on and off. Super handy tool to have around the shop.
For sure, man. This is one of those tools that impresses your friends. You know? It just does.
That's
All right, it's from TR Tools. It is their Tight Reach Extension Wrench.
Check out this cool product. It's from Green Earth Technologies. It's G-Oil. It's a bio-based, full synthetic motor oil.
Yeah, it's all about performance. It's a natural synthetic, so it provides superior performance and protection during those oil change intervals.
And what's nice, it's got the highest rankings of biodegradability from ASTM, and it scores a 0 on toxicity, so it's really friendly to the environment. And you know, it's grown right here in America.
Yeah, made in America, helping get rid of our dependence on foreign oil. It's G-Oil by Green Earth Technologies. Okay, how many of you know exactly what this came out of? We'll tell you in just a second, but first, from Workshop Hero.
Yeah, it's the Metal Rescue Rust Remover Bath. Now what's great about it, it's a water-based, and all it does is attack, you know, the iron oxides or rust.
Yeah, it's safe on rubber, vinyl, plastic, anything you can imagine. Safe on wires, for example.
And fingers and hands.
Yeah, and you can see what it does. No agitation is needed, no scrubbing, none of that dirty work. You literally just soak it, and it comes out a few hours later looking clean and rust-free.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then when you're done, you can hit it, you know, with a dry coat. It's a rust preventative. And what's nice about that is you can store up to a year indoors.
Nice.
And it doesn't leave, you know, a sticky kind of residue. It dries to the touch. Once you've cleaned your parts, you've stripped them down. You want to store them for your build, shoot them, set them up there, you're good to go. And when you're ready, you just clean them off with any typical metal prep, and you're ready to, you know, put those parts on, paint them, or do whatever you need.
Yeah, like you said, it's water soluble, safe for the environment.
Yeah.
And if you guessed 1952 pickup, you were right.
That's right. Go get yourself an extra cup of coffee. All right. That's from Workshop Hero. It's the Metal Rescue Rust Remover Bath. This is the Mac Daddy and the small-sized, you know, battery chargers and maintainers. Now this is the SP3. This is powered by Schumacher. Now this is a battery extender with 3 amps to charge and maintain.
I like it because it gives you step-by-step instructions. Makes it pretty much foolproof. Even if you were to put the terminals on backwards, you'd see there that it would actually warn you of it. So, honey, go charge up my car. And there you go, warning.
What's nice is, you know, it's got the 8 stages. It tells you where it's at. What I love about it is it tells you the state of charge. So maybe 80%, 95%. So you know when you're about ready to go have some fun or go use your vehicle or do whatever you got to do.
And it's got ring adapters, so you could use it for like your motorcycle ATVs, cigarette adapter as well. The SP3, it's a battery extender powered by Schumacher.
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, check out speed.com or visit TwoGuysGarage.com.
Hey, welcome back. So Byrd and I are underneath my 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner.
I got it, man.
You
It's
got
cool.
it? Okay, now here's the deal. Everybody knows these 68 through 72, the big block era of hot rods and muscle cars. They're great, man. They're big blocks, pounding the pavement. The only problem with them is if you take them on a long cruise, they're gonna be chewing up a lot of RPMs, getting the temperatures up, especially in boosted applications.
Killing your
You
fuel
hate
economy,
it, right?
whining in your ears, all those things.
Well, you want to keep those transmissions, those 400s and those 727s, because they're just brute strength. How do you do that? Lower the RPMs and get that heat out? With gear vendors. It's an under overdrive, and this thing basically just gives you that overdrive gear, that 4th gear that we all miss.
Yeah, what's neat about it, all you're going to do is you're going to take the tail shaft off your old transmission. This is your adapter. So the output shaft is going to go right in here. This will bolt up, and then this unit will bolt right to it, and that's your overdrive gear. So you got 2 modes. An automatic mode, you flip the switch, and it'll run just like normal, and it'll give you that overdrive, cruising, which is cool.
Nice.
Or you can put it in manual mode for a little bit more fun. Flip your switch. Now you can over-underdrive in between gears. so you can get a lot tighter spacing and end up with a 6-speed.
So it gives you like a first, and then a first over, then a second over, and then third in that final overdrive gear, all at a push of a button. And check it out how they hide the buttons. And our little pistol grip and the little ball application. Here's one with the Roadrunner.
That one's cool.
Yeah, and since mine's a column shift car, I don't want to change that just because I think that's kind of cool. They even give you the option of running it off a dimmer switch. So you get that final
On
gear.
your foot.
Yeah, so you just, that way you can keep it up in RPMs, you can keep up, if you're a boosted application, keep that turbo spooled up and still have fun and a lot of power on demand.
Yeah. Now Gear Vendors made a little controller here. Now there's nothing to program, but what's neat about it is it taps into the speedo. So here's your adapter, you got a short cable, and here's another. This goes to your normal speedo. And now it can figure out how fast you're going, so it's got logic in there. It doesn't put you in overdrive when you're going like 20 miles an hour. So it makes everything run just seamlessly without you having to think about it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you get your hot rod out and you're not getting passed by Hyundais on the highway, right?
Yeah.
You get 1,000 horsepower. This is the only unit you're gonna see in a 7-second car. So they're brutal tough, and they allow you to get your bad hot rod out on the road.
Okay, this is the business end of that Gear Vendors unit here. That's where all the action's happening. Once we get it bolted up, we'll jack the tranny back up a little bit, and we can get our final measurement on the drive shaft, get it shortened, modified back in here. We're ready for a spin.
Love it.
What are you trying to do, man? Mount this like a sail?
Course.
Pick up some fuel economy?
No, man, you'll see in a minute, it doesn't need a sail. We got this Goodmark pan from Andy's Auto Sport, and also we got Auburn gear to throw in a new posi, a limited slip, the Chrysler version of a posi, so I could raise those gears up. Figured while I'm in there, might as well put something new in it.
Well, that rear end works, right?
Yeah, it's a posi.
All right, and even though you got some holes in that pan, it'll still drive, right?
Oh, you'll see in a minute, bro.
All right, so maybe these are for next episode.
Yeah.
When that drive shaft shows up, dude, we're bolting it in and we're going for a spin.
Big time burnouts coming at you.
All right, when you see those credit rolls, it means we're having some fun and we're done. We'll see you next time.
Take care.